welcome to Master Powercast. It's finally happened. I managed to get both of these guys on the same episode for months now. Been doing UK comics with James, all the other topics with Tyler. They've been saying things and talking shit about each other, and here we are. And what better way to put this all together than to celebrate one of, in Tyler's words, the best piece of American literature ever produced.
I still stand by that to this day. Fuck your Shakespeare's and all this other bullshit.
Clash of Arms.
Poe.
Yeah.
No.
Is the topic. But gentlemen, thank you both for being here for this.
Always a pleasure. Always
a pleasure. We're able to all be in the same room to a certain extent.
Yeah, in the same, what do you call it, digital room.
Yeah.
Same space.
Yeah, same virtual room.
Our safe space, right?
Yeah.
So no insults, everybody, because we're all friends here. Tyler, you're an asshole.
Eat shit. I call James the Reverend. It makes you think he's like Devon Dudley as a Reverend. Oh,
yeah.
That is a shitty reference for you.
He had a great theme song though.
Nathan used to sing it all the time. He's dominating.
Yeah, and it had like that.
Wow, I think I used to change channels when Reverend Devon would turn on I'd be like, bye.
Yeah, it was a terrible gimmick, but hey, it was him and the Deacon Batista.
The Deacon Batista. Yeah. With his little donations box, wasn't it? On a chain.
Yep, on a chain.
Good times.
But Tyler, this is your favorite mini comic ever, all time. The both of you decided on this collectively. So here we are. Covering Clash of Arms. Tyler, what would you like to? What would you want to say about it before we start flipping through once again?
I feel like if people have heard me mention it in years past, like I feel like it's kind of redundant, but it really is. It left such an intense impression on me, much like Diamond Ray Disappearance did with me when I first saw it. Getting this mini comic on Christmas of '87 with Fisto.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's when I got it, and I'll never forget it. Like that was my introduction to Clawful, to Jitsu, to Webstore, Stridor, all within that book. And that's all I had to go on until probably 1989 or 90 when I would rent, VHS tapes that actually featured the characters in episodes.
Strange. So, your exposure to this is so unique.
Yeah, and it was like that. Like I said, from 87 to about 89 or 90. And that's all I had to go on. Not the golden books. I would get those later. It was just this mini comic is in.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
I just thought Jitsu and Clawful were so fucking alpha. I just look at the cover alone was just the purple sky, the look of Skeletor and Webstore and seeing Triclops, my favorite of the original Fab Five, was right there with this new group. And I just, oh my God, it's just nothing but fighting and getting the villains over strong in this book. At least in the opening, it was just, oh my God, they come in and just kick the shit out of Fisto and, run Stridor off and capture him. And it's just like, oh my God, it had all the essentials for Evil Ends in it. And Skeletor looks like Filmation. And so He-Man's got a gun. And then Whiplash shows up like, oh my God. And I got Whiplash the same Christmas as well. So it was like, that was my introduction to Whiplash as well. It's like, here he is in figure form and here he is. And like, oh my God, this is a guy to be, a force to be reckoned with, to say the least, man. So I've championed this book since that day, and I was going to say it's such an easy one to champion though, because it's like everything as a kid you want in a mini comic. Like, don't get me wrong, like there are so many mini comics I think all of us loved, of course, like Search for Keldor, a lot of the Bruce Timm stuff, a lot of the Larry Houston stuff, a lot of the Alcala stuff, obviously, but like this one just feels like so many times like the ultimate mini comic. Like I've always said, my favorite mini comics are those 7 DC produced ones that came a year or two before, because I just feel that they have this kind of inherent majesty and malevolence, and there's a lot of energy in those panels too.
So many energy, like He-Man swiping his sword and Skeletor and sorcery, and Eternia feels really kind of new, or new, maybe like oldie, worldy kind of rawness. So there's just something magical about it, whereas these mini comics obviously adhere to the Filmation aesthetic, because I said recently in one of my videos that the beauty of these mini comics is that they kind of chart the popularity outside of the mini comics. So it's like the first you start off with Alcala, then it's like, the DC influence. Now it's the Filmation influence. And then it's like each one kind of is influenced by outside sources. Like what do we need to package with these figures? What's popular right now? I know, Filmation. I mean, you know, there are so many, not so many, there are panels in here that are clearly like Larry Houston, and I think he said, like drawing from the model sheets. There's no shame in that, but it shows you how much they wanted that aesthetic. But of course, the irony is that so many other characters in this are not even remotely Filmation related.
No.
But I just think this mini comic is, it's like maybe a bit of a, I don't know, hyperbole, but it's like a tour de force of the mini comics. Just here we go. This is everything you want. And I remember, like, as a kid, I don't know about you, like obviously you got these mini comics later, but this one, and I still swear to this day, this was the one that had the highest print run because it was packaged with so many figures. You'd get this with Orko, with Cobra Khan, so many figures. And my guess is it was so heavily distributed or printed, it would pop up all the time. I guarantee if you go on eBay right now, there's not, you know, don't know this for a fact, and type in Clash of Arms, you'd get more Clash of Arms than Secret Liquid of Life or He-Man and the Insect People was like another one that was right up there. But yeah, Clash of Arms was just amazing. It was like, oh, this is the ultimate fight. And that's like Christy Marks, who wrote this, amazing writer in the 1980s on, you know, shows such as Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, Transformers, all these Marvel production shows. Jem, obviously, like probably one of the most important people in the creation of the Jem cartoon and character and toy line. And she writes this, but it's not exactly a writer's, you know, wow, this is the most incredible. It's just a fight, but it's fantastic.
But that's why I felt like she looks at this and like how she decides to, like, okay, we want you to include these characters. Like, well, this guy's got a big right hand. This guy's a big right hand. This guy's got a big giant right claw. Like that was the aesthetic too. I was like, oh my God, all these guys have got these enormous, like, right-handed extremities. You're like a big solid fist, a big chopping hand, a big claw.
It's a very gimmick-driven, like big tail. You know, it's
it was just all these extensions of like this makes them more imposing, more formidable, and
okay. I just suddenly thought, can you imagine if they did like Clash of Arms 2, but with like later waves, like Spycore and Too Bad, and I you know, granted, Too Bad doesn't ever strike me as too much of a physical guy, more of like a thinking guy. But
I would love that, or because you could work in another way of like putting Strong Arm in there with his big
you could do
Spike or
Clash of Arms 2.
Oh my God, that's why I've always wanted to do homages. Like I had actually do that homage too, which, you know, it's everybody who's kind of more physical fight, not like a you know, kind of using like everyone with the right fist. But I've always loved honoring that, and I've always wanted to have like Kevin Sharp like do an homage with like Captain America and Red Skull over his castle. And have,
that's a great idea. Yeah,
like Omega Red, Thunderball,
Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah, it just had this you know, these characters or like a Constrictor, you know, like people who've got these extra, you know, gimmicks to their you know, who they are as villains. And I thought that I would want to do that with like Wolverine. I would want to do that with Captain America. I just want to homage this so many times.
But doesn't that say so much about this mini comic, which we haven't even got past really the cover or the first page? The fact that it was such an inspirational mini comic. Like I remember I had so many copies of this that I would cut them up and recreate and like create new like use the fight scenes but in a different order and create like a new story. Because I did that with all my mini comics. I would chop them up because I had so many duplicates and stuff, and kind of glue them down in a different order to like create a new story. It was usually like Larry Houston stuff, or because they had the same visual aesthetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Clash of Arms is one of those stories where it's just like, oh yeah, this is a comic. Also, guess what? You'll be talking about this comic 40 years later because it is such a it's one that leaves an impression for sure.
And something I want to ask James, and maybe Nathan, if you notice this too. One thing, and I as I got older and I started just thinking, like, I always assumed, like what Larry did with this is like Castle Grayskull is always somewhere in the background of whatever it is, and it's always drawn like a fort, the way Larry draws it. Like in this, behind the Arena of Doom, Castle Grayskull's right over there. You know, all the shit's going down. Castle Grayskull's, you know, right over there. In every mini comic that he's done, Castle Grayskull's up on a big hill, or it's right in the background, and it's illustrated much like a traditional four-sided fort as opposed to like big expanded castle. And I just always, like when I had Kevin do a mini comic, he's like, we got to cast a Grayson somewhere in the background, just like how Larry would do that too.
It was definitely like, I think it must have been less of maybe what Larry wanted, or maybe he was one that set the trend, but I think it was definitely an edict from above, at least with everything that followed, because obviously Grayskull would turn up like in the back of, behind the Stench of Evil cover, obviously with this wave it was, but you think Between a Rock and a Hard Place, Castle Grayskull's in the background. I don't think it is for all, but like I think when we get to like the Search for Keldor, it's on there less. Buzzsaw Hordak, you don't see it.
Yeah, it's not on there. Revenge of the Snake Men.
Yeah, but that wave from like Larry Houston to, like I say, maybe the Too Bad Cyclone wave and stuff, it felt like Castle Grayskull was always present. So it's a tragedy that it wasn't on the cover of the Cosmic Key.
Much like everything else in that book.
Because that would have saved it.
God. But I feel like that everything, all big battles, Battle of Roboto, Castle Grayskull's right there.
Yeah.
And I just like, it was embedded in my brain. And that's something I love about Larry's work, is that even if Castle Grayskull has nothing to do with the story, all the shit's going to go down right in front of it though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fantastic cover. Like I traced this so many times, like just the clawful, especially. If you said, could you draw this cover off by heart? I probably could. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wouldn't be as good, but I could definitely go, oh yeah, Triclops there, Webster running in, Fisto, Jitsu, Clawful, Skeletor, yeah, all good.
I did when I had appendix surgery when I was in high school. My dad, to kind of cheer me up from it, like just randomly, didn't tell me he's going to do it. Pulled out a bunch of my mini comics that I had in my room and had the covers blown up.
Oh wow!
So when I came home, I had Clash of Arms, Search for Keldor, and Grizzlord: The Legend Comes Alive on my bed in these and they're on my fridge in here still.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've got this cover on my fridge, and it's one of those things I just never get tired of looking at it. I just I think when we talked to Larry years ago, I was just like, I couldn't stop acting like a Beatles fan. Like I was just throwing my panties at him and just like, oh my God, this cover's fucking amazing. And I'm just like screaming, Larry.
We've all been there, let's be honest.
Yeah. It's just something. I wish I could tell Christy Marks, so you have no fucking clue how much that little mini comic did for me.
You should message her on Facebook. She's on Facebook.
No, I had no idea that she was on social media. I think as Danielle told me years ago that she was the one responsible for it. But up until now, like, no, I had no idea I could even reach out to her. Like, I'm assuming it should be pretty easy to find her, since I'm not on social media. I'm on Messenger, but not on like Facebook.
Oh yeah, you should be able to reach her on Messenger. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously she's on Facebook, but I'm sure if you searched for her on pretty much, people will see this now. She'll get a bunch of messages from a bunch of people. She's like, what just happened? We're sorry.
Well, because I just would want to thank her, because it's just like, it's just something I'm like, she may be like, yeah, whatever, kid.
I mean, when you really start thinking about this, Tyler, Clash of Arms sounds like it's pretty responsible for putting you on that path of creativity and coming up with stories.
I mean, yeah, my love for filmation, this mini comic, it's hard to put in words. I think
it's one of those things where the Clash of Arms and kind of filmation and all that good stuff from the 80s went hand in hand. It feels that these days, Old Man Critical coming, we'll jump into the first page in a second, but it feels that these days that everything Masters of the Universe related is unconnected. Whereas back then, it felt that mini comics and everything, we had different canons, but it all still felt a part of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, and I never looked
these
at
days. Go on.
Oh, no, I felt like it was all encompassing from the Golden Books, to Filmation, to the mini comics, and I mean, I just looked at it as all one. I didn't, it would be probably into my late teens, where I start, oh, okay, I see here the 3 DC books that they put out first. Okay, the canon's a bit different here, and then the first 4 mini comics. Oh, the canon. There was stuff I just was not putting together at such an early age. I just see He-Man, Skeletor. Oh, it's all there, and I think it's another one of the reasons why this one left such an impression, is because I'm looking at this, I see Filmation, and I'm just so thinking like these guys are the coolest villains, the coolest heroes. Like they're all these big muscular dudes, beautiful women. Like
I mean, the very premise of the mini comic as we get into it is so bizarre, as in it's so unique. It's just one hero against all the baddies. And Fisto is the one you can only really do that with convincingly. Not because he's, the master of hand-to-hand combat or anything like that. It just feels right with Fisto. Like, don't get me wrong, I love other characters.
But you're right about that, because I feel like most other characters, like, you're not going to put Snout Spout in this situation.
Or Mossman.
Or Mossman, or Man-at-Arms. Like,
watch me. Like, oh, we can't find Mossman. Where's he gone? The arena is over. Whereas, or Cyclone wouldn't be bad, but he's not that.
He wiped out everybody very quickly.
But he's also not that kind of warrior, if you know what I mean. Cyclone's airbound. You needed someone that's like,
he's
USA.
on the ground. He's not going anywhere. Like, the only way he's going to get out of here is with his fists.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're the master of hand-to-hand combat. Let's see how you do. And that's where we have, this mini comic. And that's the beauty of it as well. It starts off with this lovely splash page, and it's just like, oh, pretty horse and a warrior. And it's just like, oh, it's all very pet. Oh, shit. This that first panel, on this page where you said that Webster, I always think, even back then, Webster looks like a giant because he's so big. But
I almost think too, like, it looks like Clawful, Triclops to a certain, and Jitsu are kind of leaning down, like they're ready to, like, run their shoulders into him or something.
I think because they're charging, whereas Webster's running more upright. But as a kid, I used to think, oh, is Webster supposed to be like taller than the others? But this panel of like Jitsu attack, I drew this one so much as well, because Jitsu in this comic is probably the best Jitsu you get in any canon, I'd argue.
No, without argument. I mean, from his appearance in Golden Books to his brief appearance in Filmation.
I liked, we talked about it on a previous episode, the German comic where he's like this low warrior, very cool interpretation. But this was the Jitsu I wanted everywhere, like this. Just badass warriors, like leaping up and chopping with his golden fist. And I also like the color scheme of this Jitsu as well. Like the toy,
I do too.
Yeah, the gold and the black with like the red. It just, something about it just looks really cool. Whereas the toy's a bit more vibrant with the red and the gold. It's just like, he looks really cool, man.
And I liked it in this version because, as far as I know, in most other, he's not given like tan skin.
No, not at all. I think
that was another trait that I loved about when I got the figures. Oh, he's got a tan skin. It just looked, I don't know. It's just something about him and Claw for both. They both have tan skin, but you see him like Golden Books. They have very flesh tone skin. It's just a color choice that I always found. Of course, Clawful here, like his skin, a little more flesh tone here, but
he needs to get in the sun. This Clawful, he's like, man.
But you look at the action figure, like, and I haven't displayed it yet because I've always linked those two as like allies.
Which Clawful do you have leg wise? Do you have the bulky legs or the skinnier legs?
I've got the skinny legs.
Oh, right. I always preferred the bulky ones with the big, wider.
That's my preference as well too.
Oh, so with the things on the side, what do you call it? Like
it's the whiplash and buzz off legs with the
protrusions or something.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. But again, like with this, Larry Houston, his artwork's so cool. Like this panel could be, it's quite funny. This bottom panel is almost, it's done for two reasons. One, because it looks cool having it at an angle, but also because you can fit Stridor in there at that angle. It covers like an entire kind of, rather than two separate panels of Fisto and Jitsu kind of like struggling and Stridor on its own. It's like, oh no, if I position it that way, and Larry Houston was such a comic book fan, or he still is, such a comic book fan. When I went to Larry Houston's house back in 2023,
oh my god, I gotta be reminded about this. Like, why does he get to do everything fun?
But just like it's one of those moments like where you go, oh, you love comics as much as we do, because he's someone that's been in there. You never sometimes think about them being fans, these guys. And he pulled out this portfolio, and it was all the convention sketches that he was getting from artists. It's like, wait a minute, you were getting convention sketches from artists, don't you? Like, you're an artist. He's like, yeah, but I'm still a fan of comic books. So he had of course, loads of Jack Kirby sketches because he was around us. It's like, Houston, we have a problem.
And you gotta think too. Back then, the convention circuit was way different than what it's turned into today.
Much smaller, much more intimate. A comic convention with actual comics.
Yeah, and
the rarity nowadays, man.
Yeah, and I seem to recall back then they weren't even really charging much, if anything at all, for autographs or
not at all.
Stuff. Yeah,
no, like Vic Kelly, who who worked at Filmation and had one of the longest careers in animation I know. He got his entry into the animation industry was going to the Comic-Con, seeing a flyer for Filmation, and being like, "Oh, okay," and so. Like that's insane. It's like that's never going to happen these days.
No,
it's just anyway. For some reason, I've never really appreciated this panel of Strider in close up, like Strider.
But I love that it shows him like in thought, like that is acknowledging the fact. Okay, I'm listening to my buddy here. Yeah, I will like fuck web store and kick the shit out.
Why is that not the dialogue?
Yeah, and I just thought like I still to this day hold Stridor above Battle Cat.
Really?
It's just one of those things.
That's like fascinating.
I know it's blasphemous, and I love Battle Cat. I love to have him as my ally, but there's something, and it's because of this. I just thought Stridor was like I would always, if I was to write, I would make Stridor a much more prominent character. Like I would work him in just as much as Battle Cat for like going on adventures with He-Man, or even the Fisto in Stridor adventures as well.
It's funny thinking about Stridor because I was just thinking like his appearance in Origin of the Sorceress. It's like that is a really good appearance too. That's that's like a character moment. It's just Straczynski writes that script and you're like, oh, it's a robot horse. Because you think he's given the right. You need to include an episode with this robot horse, and Straczynski's like, okay, right. He could just be He-Man's ally. It's like, what about if I give him the growth of personality to the point where he saves the day at the end? It's just like, and then at the end you get this beautiful ending that leads into this equally beautiful ending between the Sorceress and He-Man and Man at Arms. It's just like, oh wow, a toy horse got all that out of you got all that out of a toy horse. And like you say, I think I even though I'm surprised when you say Stridor over Battle Cat, it's not like how could you say that? I'm like, I would kind of appreciate that. It's obviously not my choice, but I understand it in a way.
It's just something about him. Like I always figured he would like this, and actually when I heard him talk, okay, that's pretty much how I would hear him talk. I just figured he'd have like a big, deep voice, and it's just something about him. And I felt like he was really underused a lot in the mythology as well, at least from the stuff that I got.
Oh no, absolutely.
From any appearances in any of the other like media from books and obviously one episode information, like I wanted to see so much more of him. Like I would love to utilize him more and give him personality, and I would just make him. I'm picturing he sounds like Lou Scheimer's Swift Wind voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that deep voice. I'm like, no, that's I'm like, oh, it's just
what makes
wonderful.
him. I was gonna say, what makes him truly a badass is that he can whip down Triclops and Clawful and then just gallantly trot away. It's just like, that's so cute.
I just figured when he trots away, he probably sounds a lot like RoboCop when he walks it.
Yeah, he should turn his head as well like RoboCop. Like,
oh, man. Every step he makes, like, oh my god, it sounds so fucking cool. I wish I could walk like that.
Oh man, you can, but it's quite painful, probably.
Oh, I have no doubt. It just sounds fucking cool when you're walking. Like, here comes Tyler.
Tyler's coming down the power.
But I'm just doing my own Tyler. Like, oh.
I tell you what's interesting. Just if you scroll up to that previous row of panels, I do wish, and I mean it's something. Obviously, they're limited with their space. That panel of Triclops, Clawful, and Jitsu kind of leaning over Fisto. That's an amazing panel.
I thought
it's just
so
like
too.
The way Fisto's Jitsu's grabbing his hair. He's like, yeah, bitch, we got you. And Clawful's just like lubing at the back, like, I can't wait to get a taste of you in the arena.
See that, and I feel like that's what Christie was going for with this.
Yeah.
Just looking at that, like, and I like the shot of Triclops like grabbing his chin because he took a big shot in the fucking face by Strider, like selling the impact of this horse. Like, he's getting right back up.
Stupid robot horse.
And I just, you're getting Strider over as a very strong ally. Go get help. And just seeing these guys just getting over is like the most formidable like quartet. And I hate that Webster just kind of disappears from the story here.
And Triclops as well. They both kind of go, we're on the cover, but we're gonna because obviously the one that kind of replaces them to some degree is Whiplash.
Whiplash, and it, and I guess it's one of those things like, you only got 14 pages of work with here. I'm like, God, it'd been so cool of like working in Webstore into this battle sequence as well, since he's part of the 84 wave, like Clawful, Jitsu, and Whiplash, and just I don't know. And I just picture like the music being portrayed here,
Like it's. I mean, it's such a it's again. The story isn't. Oh my God, this is an incredible. It's very basic, but it's just so well executed. With Skeletor as like this almost like Roman emperor with Evelyn at his side, but Evelyn's not just, oh, I'm gonna just be the pretty woman next to you, the evil warrior goddess. It's like, no, she's going to get dialogue. She's going to be, somewhat proactive in that sense. It's like, that's what makes this comic so good. There's not like a single wasted panel.
No, it's not. And I love that they're dynamic. It's not like, one day I'm going to, show you Skeletor. He's insulting her. Like, he's telling her, what would you like to do with him, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Like that sets up like a much more, like right here, like this, like he's at his side. On his and I, again, like this is one of the things too. Like Snake Mountain is drawn differently. It's
bear in mind as well. This was like, I think this wave is the first time. Again, the Filmation influence is like, right. He-Man now needs to look somewhat like the cartoon. Skeletor and Evil Lyn do. Also, Skeletor's base of operations. Can you make it look like the snake thing around about? He's like, yeah, sure. That's basically what's going on here, with a bit of artistic license.
And something too I want to bring them to is that like in Double-Edged Sword they mentioned that Snake Mountain is just a mountain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And then in the same wave you get this. Okay, now we're getting closer and closer to kind of what we're expecting. And the throne room looks more regal. Like Skeletor's sitting in this like throne with these curtains behind him.
Yeah, have you seen my curtains?
It's nice. And they're blood red, probably like the blood falls.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's all about that, and I just love the dynamic between these two here, and I often would like to see more of them just being not like him being dismissive of her, or she's like really just pissed off because he finds she's expendable. I would like to see them more consistently as almost like a couple, but not saying they're a couple.
No, I get it. As more of a I don't need to. I don't want to see them as a couple, but I know what you mean. Have it like that. An overtly mutual respect for one another on this.
How it is here. It's not like you don't sit there and say, okay, they're going to go bump uglies like someone who decided to do that was a great idea. And
don't. I nearly went there. That's why I stopped myself.
I thought you might like, what? If you're not, then I will. Because fuck
that. Tyler, you were bringing up music in the what music are you hearing in these? The scenario.
Surely this is the chase, right? This bit dead end. Just because you get straight into it.
I feel like when you're setting up, like, Fisto and the Throne of Snake Mountain, I'm hearing the Snake Mountain music.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Of course. And then this, I kind of feel like it's going to be, what James had mentioned it too, is like the minute Skeletor like announces like we shall see how you fare against the awful Clawful, and then, or I almost kind of picture like A Tale of Two Cities. Too, like when you hear the roar of the crowd, which you've got Skeletor's like army screaming and yelling is the music, and then here comes Clawful just charging, and I'm picturing like the angle that one Filmation shot when you see He-Man running, but it's like kind of at an angle.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I picture. Like when Clawful would come into frame, you would see him charge into it as he's going right at Fisto. Kind of like when he eventually like picks up He-Man and Drio's Return, but it just stops with the thrust of his claw.
The thing is, though, like, as much as we love Filmation, there's no way they were doing this kind of fantastic dynamic action, because this is. I remember saying to Larry Houston. I mean, obviously, I think he's had this conversation with like 100,000 people, but it's that thing of, were you influenced by John Buscema? It's like, yeah, he's one of my favorite artists.
Oh, God, it's like, in my opinion,
it's the Tale of Two Cities is one for that. Like that splash page of He-Man striking Garn and Garn flipping backwards. It's one of the all-time greats. And he does it again with oh goodness, Rock People to the Rescue
when he knocks the fuck out of Skeletor. Like
Larry's still got that.
I dare to say that one even one-ups the Garn one because of the way it's drawn. It just looks so intense.
Isn't it Bruce Timm on inks for that one as well?
I think so,
You got Larry Houston's pencils and Bruce Timm inks. I'm sure that's it, or might be vice versa. I forget.
Yeah, because Bruce's work, man, his ink is just so polished.
Isn't it? I've never really thought about this, but you had like it's obvious Larry was influenced by John Buscema, and then you had Bruce Timm, who's influenced by Jack Kirby, like two of the strongest artists of that time, in terms of influences. And then you've got these young upstarts doing these mini comics, and that was the beauty of it. It's just like, like these artists were inspired. It's like I say, why so much entertainment was so good during this time, because you had writers and artists that were inspired by some of the greatest fantasy, comic book, sci-fi writers, artists around. They were influencing the next generation. It should have continued, but I think what happened was the glut of everything in like the 2000s just made the next generation of influence just sort of like, oh, what works now? And then it became like, IP jumping. But anyway, not to get into that. But I just love, like, as a kid, and even
but you bring a point. I'm sorry. Go ahead, James.
No. I was just going to say, like, these panels are awesome. But go on, as you're about to say.
But I look at this, I'm thinking, like, why can't this influence, this look, this feel, be carried over into He-Man nowadays? Like, why is it we have just got to just deal with people who clearly are not inspired or influenced by anything related to He-Man and the Master of the Universe that came in the past, or even like, because most modern comic, there's a few really good modern artists out there, whether they're still with us or not. But for the most part, I don't see this influential regime, it's strange, inspiring today. And I'm like, why can't anything from the current comic books that just keep seeming to be cancel that one, bring back this one, cancel this, and do another one, to the mini comics of the Orange? Like, why can't they be this impactful and powerful?
I don't mean to, and this is no disrespect to anybody that worked on these original ones, but it doesn't seem that complicated.
No, that's what drives you fucking crazy. This is not rocket science here, people. This is have you guys read a Conan book? Have you read any comic books with ass kicking in it?
I think one of the moments I realized, I forget who it was who said this to me, but when they did no, on this occasion I know it wasn't, but in the classics, when they did those mini comics, the problem with those, and it didn't dawn on me. It was just like,
there isn't a problem. There's many problems with those.
Many problems, but like the first one, I think I only had like the first two because they came with certain figures.
Yeah,
but the problem with them, was the artists were drawing comic books and then like scaling them down. It's like, no, you're supposed to be drawing mini comics. The staging is completely different. Larry Houston wasn't thinking of this as like a giant illustration. Like, he's drawing these knowing that they're going to be shrunk down, and so you have to stage it like in the same way. It was so when like those mini comics with the classics happen, it's like, you guys, for some reason, you think you're doing comic books. You're not. You're doing mini comics, and it was just so bizarre that they couldn't seem to even get that right. And that's like the most basic thing going into these is, right, know your pacing, know your size, know how these are going to be shrunk down. Because you look at those classic mini comics and they're really kind of a mess because they're visually like too kind of truncated. Here, everything's nice, clean and crisp.
Also, well, with His Majesty trying to cram a bunch of fanboy shit into these mini comics and not actually, like, you're not giving this story time to breathe. You're just this comes off as like someone who just made this shit up on their computer, like the old fanfics that used to show up on the various websites back in the late 90s, 2000s. That's when I look at that and like, that's what this is, that's what that should have stayed on is in the fanfic section of He-Man.org or CastleGrayskull.org, where people can look at it and, oh, this fucking sucks, or, oh, this is fucking great, whatever the case may be. But it's just like, include this character, include this character, include that character. Like, no, you got to have a finite group. Like, as much as I would love to include the entire fucking roster, like, you have got to have a set amount of characters to work with here, and I look at this.
I was going to say, or you could do like a sneaky panel like Larry Houston did with the Treachery of Modulok, and it's like, you want all the characters? Here they are in one single panel,
in one page. And when I first saw, oh my god, there's the second one, there's Manny Face, there's Roboto, this is fucking great. But as I have tried to write myself, like I just like, I want to include this character, I want to include that character, but I can't do that. It looks it's a big fucking mess, and this is one of the best examples of showcases. Like, you want to tell an impactful story, you've got to limit your cast, but give them some of the most impactful moments in dialogue. And this is like dialogue too, that's for a children's book. you don't roll your eyes. Like, yeah, it's
Oh
no,
no, exactly. It's so brutal, this comic as well. Like seeing Fisto with his like armor clawed off him,
just torn up like that.
Yeah, it's just like damn.
And just getting and I love Clawful's look. Like
Clawful's so good in this.
This design for him that was not going to be the final. Like the brown and the red on him.
Yeah.
And the crustacean markings.
Yeah, like that. I also love like whenever you see Fisto's fist, the amount of detail put into it.
Yes,
it's that kind of 80s font where they you get a piece of text and you get the like Transformers, where you get the Transformers logo and then you get the horizon, and from either of that's where it's kind of like Fisto's thing has got that kind of 1980s horizon, which is like here's the shine kind of thing and a bit of coloring off it.
That's what I love about the Transformers logo and the He-Man, the Master of the Universe logo. Yeah. So you have that metallic shine or shimmer to that, and just getting Clawful over is like he gets. I almost feel like he gets to shine probably more.
Oh yeah. I mean,
than any of them, and I think that's what got him over for me as a kid too. Is that he gets the most time in this, and I
was going to say, I didn't look at this mini comic prior to this because I mean I didn't need to, but also I didn't want to because I was like I just want to kind of not rediscover it because again it's one of those that's all up in here. I know this mini comic off by heart, but like again these illustrations and these panels are just there's not a single wasted panel. Not even Stridor clopping away.
Fuck no, and everything awesome. Is selling the thread of Clawful. Like it makes me wonder. Like, did Christy Marks look at this character? Okay, this guy looks pretty ferocious. Like, I'm gonna give him a lot of time in this story to set up this big fight because, like, setting up this panel shot of like you just see, like from an angle, the claw coming at Fisto with the broken club. Like he's sitting there just kind of leaning over, like he's exhausted, even though he just like he's taking a big shot at Clawful, and Clawful's like, all right, I'm still coming at you there. And just seeing that look of aggression in his face when he just charges and throws it in, and just Fisto just slaps that log right in there. And just you can see his ego's like, I'm so used to crushing anything. Like I can't do this. And just enough to distract him to get him to knock the fuck out.
But it's great. Like one thing we all appreciate about wrestling is even if you're in you're doing a promo, one of the key things is to get the other person over, get your enemy over. Don't go, I'm going to beat you because you're a loser. It's like, look, I know you've had a million wins and you've recently defeated Bob Rogers and he's like all these jobbers or job robbers and all these guys, right? But it's like this. Clawful gets over before he's buried by a triple F Fisto.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's that thing, right? It's sort of like we're going to showcase why these guys matter, whilst because you could have like a lesser writer would have like Fisto just going, "Whoa, this is too easy." But it's like you've got to show that these guys are just as impactful as. And at the end of the day, we're selling toys, but it's how you do it. It's like, do you tell a story or do you just show pictures of characters going, hello, I'm Jitsu? It's like, no, fucking like Jitsu's going to come in with a karate chop that Fisto's blocking. Like this is hand-to-hand combat. It's one of my favorite fights in the comic. And that's saying something given how awesome all of them are. And Jitsu, it's just brief, just like.
It is. And I love that that the attack earlier is homage here. It's like, okay, your attack is not going to surprise me again this time. It's like Fist is ready for it. And again, another panel of him knocking the fuck out of one of these new evil warriors, and they're going flying. But
look at like that panel of him kind of dodge. That's so cool. Mm-hmm. That's such a great panel.
It's like, intense. The aggression in his face, the markings are showing the movement there to let the audience know, okay, he's ducking it. And then
the punch is just one fist. Oh, so good!
Like seeing like the spikes on the knuckles there.
Yeah, the knuckle spikes. Yeah, again, as a kid, I must have traced that panel hundreds of times because it's so cool. It's like again, this one isn't Kirby influenced in a way, but if you look at the way the shine is drawn, it kind of reminds me of Kirby. Yes. Where you do the squiggles and stuff.
That definitely is Kirby, yes. But I guess
that panel, that top panel with the fist.
Yeah, like just that close of like, all right, come on, like we're doing this, like get the fuck up.
That reminds me it's like get your ass up. It reminds me of the panel at the end of Double-Edged Sword. He-Man holding the bloody sword.
Yes, holding the bloody sword.
Yeah, it's like you don't need it, but you put it in the foreground, and it's like there's the story you're telling. You're telling the story. If you have just Jitsu laying on the ground going, "Master, I'm done," it's like you're an idiot. but having Fisto ready is like, right, we're setting up the next bit. We've seen Fisto's victorious, but this ain't over yet. And of course, here comes Lizard Man. Shh, don't tell anyone.
That always was so fucking cool because I've watched that video that you did on Whiplash and Lizard Man so many fucking times.
But I mean, it was, you don't understand what a moment this was, right? So for those that don't know, the reason Whiplash has this random color scheme is that initially he was a hero called Lizard Man, unrelated, and then they decided, make him a villain a little bit later. But for some reason, this mini comic keeps the color scheme. Now, we weren't sure about any of, there was no evidence. It was just, for the longest time, why is Whiplash like that? And then Emiliano, I can't remember if I covered this in the video. Emiliano and I, and the Power of the Honor Foundation, we're acquiring all this artwork. And Emiliano gets this Filmation folder for, I think it's She-Demon of Phantos. And on the front of the folder is I think it might have been She-Demon, forgive me if I'm wrong, but there was a Polaroid, just a simple Polaroid, with a paperclip attached, attaching it to the folder. It held on all these years. Emiliano looked at the Polaroid, was like, right, scan, because he showed me the photo at first. I was like, oh my God, because we both knew what it meant. Shows me the photo, but Emiliano scans it, and that's the image you see of Lizardman, holding the flaming torch.
Yes.
That image. So, but in that moment, we looked at it and we're like, holy shit, that's why Whiplash has purple and yellow in the mini comic, because this was still kind of a carryover of the original Lizard Man by Colin Bailey, I think was the artist.
Yes.
That's insane to me. And it was just one of those wonderful kind of eureka moments where it's like, oh shit. It's like was it beginning of maybe this time last year, or maybe February, March of last year, I was writing all these Friday night trivia scripts, and I realized who had come up with names like Hose Nose, Voltac, Dialer Mug, etc., 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 and what Voltac originally looked like. And I was like, oh shit. And that was a moment as well, like a eureka moment. Watch the space. But yeah, it's one of those where this Whiplash appearance was so confusing for the longest time. Very cool. It never bothered me as a kid. I was like,
oh God, no, not me neither. No.
I love the yellow legs, was like such a cool look, and the purple.
It's a great
trim.
Color break,
It really
with the
is.
stripes of purple.
Great.
Even like the bumps on his head are purple, and I'm sure like the tooth that's just a color error, of course. I don't think they intended to have purple teeth.
No,
it just looks.
He's written kind of like, if I remember rightly, can you scroll to the dialogue, Nathan? He's written a bit like, he's slow, isn't he? He's like, Skeletor angry, I make end of you, and it's
very brutish.
Yeah, it's obviously I prefer the characterization of Whiplash in the Filmation cartoon, because he's probably like one of the more intelligent of Skeletor's warriors, and obviously that's not
at least
saying,
when he's first showcased, and until it becomes a little bit, like Trouble and Troll episode fucking sucks.
Yeah, exactly. No, rest in peace, Larry. But yeah, it's one of those things that I agree. Like not every episode's a home run. It's simple as that.
And I didn't like City Beneath the Sea either. And he wrote down like, oh, what happened here?
Like he only wrote like 1 billion scripts, so I'm sure he's allowed to have a dud every now.
Oh, the greats! But when you're like, oh my God, he wrote this one. Oh, this has got to be good. Like, oh boy, what happened here?
That is one of the funny things, isn't it? When you look back, I remember, when we were kind of doing the tape trading days, and I was seeing new episodes for the first time, or sometimes episodes I hadn't seen in years. And you put it in, you see like the title card and the writer, and you're like, oh, and then you get through the episode, like, oh, what's that all about?
It was very disheartening. Like, oh my God, Larry wrote I don't even want to say it, like bad episode.
Well, it's like Straczynski. Straczynski, wrote so many great episodes, and then and had such a unique voice, and then writes Trouble's Middle Name. And I was like, this is a terrible episode. You've got all these wonderful elements.
So I gotta sit there. I gotta, and maybe I don't think I've had a chance to tell you this.
Oh no.
I feel like J. Michael's ideas are good, but they've been poorly executed damn near most of the time. Not all the time. Most
fair enough. I can, like, my biggest gripe was, sorry, we'll get back to the Clash of Arms shortly. My biggest gripe with Straczynski's writing was that I felt that often he was being like what the modern writer is, like really cynical, like, but in an 80s way. Orko always having beef with the attack track, or in Trouble's Name is such an episode with such dislikable characters, and it's really weird. It's like this has got like a great cast, and everyone's like a bit of a jag-off. So I'm not sure about this.
And I feel like he takes Larry's already pre-established ideas and characters, and he'll use them. I'm like, this is. Well, I don't.
He put the worst words in Granimir's mouth ever when he did, here goes nothing, however it was. It's like, no, you can make the excuse that Granimir's younger, but come on, man.
Still, and then I'm just like, I don't know, and I know it's not his fault. Like they're reusing Toron the Magician and Locust. I'm thinking like, come on, man, you guys couldn't have at least done a color swap on these characters or something like that.
No, that was. Yeah, and was it Ananda from Trouble in Arcadia in that episode as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's not Straczynski's fault, but I like Battle of the Dragons, great idea, poorly executed, and
it's got one of the best speeches in though.
It does.
Granimir's war speech, that's hard to beat. That's amazing.
I think we need to have an episode down the road where it's just the two of you. Just the two of you strictly talking about anything Filmation. Just any episode where you guys just continue.
Oh, no, you've both paused.
Oh,
no, you're back.
Okay.
You paused then for a second.
See, it did that for you.
There we go.
It did that for you when you and I recorded, and
okay.
But when I went back and watched the recording, it was totally fine.
Nathan told me that happened, but I would love to just have ring the bell and let me and James praise or debate, Filmation. Like
you know what? I can be the moderator. I'll just pick an episode and just be like, give you the title, and then you guys can either agree, and if you disagree, then you can debate each other.
Well, I could disagree right now. He gave Disappearing Dragon 7 out of 10. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, do you like that piece of shit? I mean, like episode.
What? I can't wait to
hate it.
The fuck out of him.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. 7 out of
10. I'm like, it's a Larry episode with Grandemir, Buzzoff, Meganet, Cobracon, Webstore. Like, what is wrong with this guy?
City Beneath the Sea is a Larry episode.
It is, and it sucks.
Yeah, Larry's going to haunt us tonight.
If that's the only way I get to talk to him, so be it. He can come in like Jacob Marley, like carrying chains and shit like that. Come on in, Larry.
And to tie that into this, if that does happen, Tyler's going to look like Fisto, right?
Yeah, it really would.
I don't know. I think I'd be more like Whiplash. Like, I'm so ready for this moment right here, man.
I'm ready, Larry. Tell me everything.
Because I'll be praising the shit out of him for everything he's done, man.
Yeah, understandably. What I love about this as well. Imagine like you're a writer or an artist, and it's like, right, you need to make this tail thrashing warrior work. I'm not going to lie. I'd be like, right, okay, how do I? Okay, so he whips him, but you get all this level of creativity. It's like, I'm going to grab his tail. Guess what? You're going over there.
I think it's the Scorpion. This reminds me of Scorpion battles with Spider-Man and Captain America.
Do you know what? I've never thought that, but you're so right. It's even the tail's drawn similar to the Scorpion.
See, and I thought that as well. Like I just like when he is attacking forward with it and he's catching it. That looks like Scorpion's tail with minus like the eventual like hook that would be at the end. But the original Scorpion was just like the long tail with the ridges and the back attack there, like flipping him over and then throwing him. Like
I always love that panel of Fisto hitting the wall, like the tiny little boonk.
Oh, it's this big crashing noise,
That's so good.
It's again like Christy, and I'm thinking like, is she, like, because I would love to see her original script for this.
I'd love to see the original script for this.
Because I'm thinking like, is she getting specific, or is Larry just like, all right, I'm just going to get creative here and get these guys over,
Well, I think she would have said like, it would be like any mini comic script. It would say like here, like panel 1, Fisto lies helpless, dialogue, maybe Whiplash in the foreground. And then panel 2, Skeletor and Evelyn look on as He-Man is seen in the distance. It would be stuff like that. And but I mean, it's still an awesome uphill battle to bring just a script to life. You've got some toy. Bear in mind, there's no, he's got toys on his desk or prototypes or photos of things, and then he's got to bring them to life. It's just the level of craftsmanship, both in terms of writing and artistry and colors. Let's not forget. It's insane.
It's vibrant, and I love too. And I feel like this this has got to be Larry's love for Buscema's Conan, because even though he worked on, Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer, the list goes on and on and on of all the great stuff. But it's always gonna be Conan for me, and I just feel like he had to have pulled a lot of inspiration. Again, just like Fisto's down for the count, and you see Whiplash's hand, in the foreground. Like these moments of selling, the heroes is like I'm looking down at the fallen foe here, but all you see.
Well, it's the threat, isn't it?
Is the threat.
You have
like,
a panel of
like
him
you said
on the
with
floor.
He-Man's sword with the blood on. It's like he just kicked some ass, and the Whiplash is getting ready to finish him off.
It's a small thing. It's a small thing, but it's so impactful.
It tells a lot. That's good storytelling through pictures. And this thing could have been absolved of any dialogue, no narration.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it'd be like the silent issue number 21 of G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah. Of course.
No dialogue, but by God, every fucking thing that is happening, and this story would be the exact same way.
I'm actually just looking on my thing because I'm sure, like, I can't promise this, but I'm sure Larry, when I was at Larry's house in 2023,
did you say the night with? Did you have like the weekend with Larry? You guys go on vacation together?
No, God, that'd have been amazing. You know, I would have loved.
I'd love to go on vacation with Larry.
That'd be so good. He'd probably be thinking like, "What's going on right now?" I took photos of some of the line art for this. I'm sure I did somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking. This is so unprofessional. I'm like looking around at my monitor to see
James
what pages.
Is belittling my lack of experience with the professionals who've worked on this. I got to be reminded, Tyler, you haven't accomplished shit.
I tell you what, like Nathan, like post-edit thing. Where let's think. Here's an original page of artwork that Nathan's about to insert. Isn't that good? What do you think, Tyler?
What the fuck? Can I have it?
Yeah. No. That's the end.
I don't know unless I ask.
Yeah. So mark that on your timeline then, Nathan.
Yeah. I got that. One of my favorite things that he does a couple times in here too is just these. You saw it earlier when Fisto's about to grab the club and take a swing, just like these little slim panels that he manages to squeeze together.
Four panels is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's done so intelligently. You're getting everything over. You're setting up the climax here.
I love the second one with them entering and just like that's all you need. Just Stridor emerging into like this, it's like the silhouette of the arena, and then you get this one where it's just like, right, I'm looking on. Obviously, there's two entrance ways. It's like the main entrance and then the arena entrance.
Yeah.
It's like each shot, again, it's telling the story. He-Man and Stridor approaching. He-Man and Stridor entering. No guards. Next one, Stridor. Look over there. Look what they're doing to Fisto. We've got to fuck him up. He-Man. Look at Skeletor. What a prick. That's the story that is being told right there. Then He-Man's like, I bet Tyler, you must love that panel, right?
Oh my God. Like I want to be that. That's what I want to be. You
want to be a horse.
No, I want to be the one riding the damn horse. Well, you know what? Hey, that's as far as I can. If I gotta have to settle for being Strider, so be it. I want to be a horse.
Well, you're going to go on vacation with Larry Houston. Larry Houston's going to be in a blonde wig on your back. You're going to be dressed up as Stridor. Is that okay?
Man, we'll be charging all over the damn place. I'll be back kicking every asshole all over the beach. I'll be like, excuse me a moment, Larry.
Tyler, Stridor. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that.
I'm taking a big mechanical shit there on the beach.
That sounds painful.
This is when the He-Man thing kicks into full gear, man.
Yeah, that shot.
I love how Whiplash is drawn with the laser blast on him.
Yeah.
It's like he's still trying to attack He-Man with Fisto and just so cool.
I'm curious too as to why they decided, let's have He-Man have a blaster here at the end and just go ahead and use it.
I think it's probably just because it would have been He-Man dismounts. Now He-Man's got to fight. He-Man just blasts Whiplash. It just in one panel it's like fight over.
Yeah, and I think that's right because you can't, because if you're gonna bring He-Man with the power sword, like you're gonna have to have him engage in full combat.
Take out the sword,
and I like the fact because especially with me being such a fan of the movie, it's not a stretch for He-Man to use a gun.
Yeah,
that's true.
And it looks cool, very Kirby-esque, the gun.
Yes, very Kirby-esque.
And just the pose. And then as a kid, that panel of Skeletor right there is, oh my god, that's just like the cartoon. That was that was what my mind thought when I read that.
As a kid, it was just like, wow, this is the Filmation Skeletor, because he was literally looking at the Filmation model sheet, like the head turns of Skeletor. I know exactly which one, and there's again nothing wrong with that, because it's like, right, I need to. But then you get the Larry Houston close up of Skeletor. It's like, yep,
and he adds a lot of malice to Filmation look of Skeletor.
Yeah, agreed. There's, the detail,
the like on the if you go back, Nathan, to the previous page real quick, the bottom one with the intensity of energy in his eyes.
Yeah,
I love that touch.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Like he would eventually do in their version of Skeletor, but this like that rage emerging in Skeletor's head, like that again, storytelling without having to say, I'm really pissed now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, and of course, this I always thought was so cool. The blast, like knocking that, that one warrior in the face, like he was shooting a guy in the fucking face.
But it's almost comedic, because in the sense of Skeletor's like, right, attack, next panel, like, oh, they've just killed Barry. It's that kind of thing. It's just,
and the look that when Skeletor looks like taken aback, that's how he looks in Mystery Many Faces, like when He-Man blasts. And he's like, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Filmation, and he's frightened at that moment, and then He-Man just holding that gun like Clint Eastwood.
I was gonna say, he's looking like Dirty Harry right here.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, oh, it's so fucking alpha.
And the fact that he just blows up the arena as well, like,
all right, now fuck this, and just obliterates this while they're all still standing on it.
Yeah.
He-Man's not worried about people getting hurt. His like, look, you've hurt one of my best buddies here. Like, I'm not entertaining this. We're not having a polite conversation. I'm ending this right now.
Yeah, it is. It's a different side to He-Man that you don't see that often.
It's almost like He-Man's lost his patience. He's like, you've been beating up Fisto for about 20 minutes or something. He-Man's here. I've got the most powerful gun in the universe.
And then Strider is like gonna just vacuum kick, and because I think in my mind, He-Man knows this is a place that hurts people.
Yeah. I was like, we're not just gonna like defeat evil; we're gonna destroy evil. Like this symbol of evil, this celebration of evil. Let's fucking tear it down. And to have Strider doing these mighty back kicks is so awesome. And of course, we got one of the most stupidest panels we've ever seen in modern memes.
I swear, if I ever find out who the guy is,
I'd love to just be like, hey, come here. You're an idiot. Because
his head's going right into the first wall I see.
Well, it's just the fact that I've had people tell me, no, this is how it was. And I'm like, no, it's a meme. I could have wrote the word fist 500 times. Would you have believed that's the dialogue as well? It's just, and then, oh my, sorry. No. Let's just leave it, because I was about to say
this is where this shit starts. Where along with what VH1 did with I Love the 80s, like someone decided like they don't like He-Man, they think it's gay, homosexual, whatever you want to call it, because you clearly guys with muscles make you feel inferior. Prick.
I mean, but it was the fact that what I when they included that gag in Revelation, I was like, right, so you're going to ignore all this established continuity, all this wonderful characterization, and you just want to make a meme joke. So you're basically endorsing this and celebrating something that's mocking this. So what message are you sending out? Oh, we love it when you take the piss out of stuff. Do it more.
That's why I'm like, what, and that's what worries me about anything coming forward, especially in the immediate future. That it's not about taking the source material seriously. It's like, no, we want to make fun of it. We want to trick you into thinking we're treating it seriously. But all we're going to do is make a lot of modern day references, date the fuck out of the film.
This is why I don't like, and it's not I don't care, because obviously I do care, but it's a fact of, look, this coming movie, it's either going to be good or bad. But as I said to so many people, or a few people, the following day will be a Tuesday and my life will continue. That's that. Or I may go like, wow, that was amazing. But guess what? Also, my life. No, of course I won't. But the fact is, like, my life will continue. I'll be like, right, guess what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to work on Friday night trivia videos, or I'm going to write a script. Or I'm going to do this. I'm not going to go, well, I better write a 5,000 word essay on why this doesn't satisfy my love of He-Man and the Master of the Universe, because it's not going to. We know that for a fact. It's simple as that. And yeah, let's not get into a whole thing about that. But yeah, this is why this show you guys do, and I pop on from occasion, exists, because it's like, well, instead of just talking shit about everything, let's celebrate the stuff we love and showcase, hey, someone may be on YouTube and be like, oh, this Clash of Arms, let me see what these old men say about this mini comic. And guess what? We say very lovely things about it. And you should go on eBay and buy it, because you can probably get it for like $3 because they made 1 billion of them.
Oh my God. And just to think that, modern day people just pretty much view He-Man as a joke. He's nothing but a YouTube, video, memes. It's almost as if like the people who, would even think of He-Man as being anything more than, absolutely bad. It's like, I just see him as a joke. And I can't stand it when people just like, Super 7 wanted to make a figure using the
what's
YouTube
going on video.
The what's going on. I'm like, God, you guys are just encouraging this shit. Just stop doing it, man. Like, you guys like this property at all?
The one thing I always tell people that's really frustrating is that NBC Universal stopped me from doing the Return of Faker. This is the same company that monetize the what's going on video, and they could take it down just like that. So it's like, that tells you all you need to know. Money talks.
Yeah, it does.
Money talks.
The closing shot of this book is awesome, because you take note of all the smoke, like all the destruction behind them.
Yeah.
And He-Man Fisto just like, we took care of business.
Yeah,
BIDNESS. Business.
Let's get back to Grayskull and get some rest, and hopefully a long vacation from evil. So vacation, kind of the theme here. You guys are talking about going on vacation with Larry, and now they're gonna hopefully get some vacation time.
This is basically Tyler's like image. Tyler the horse, Larry DiTilio, and Larry Houston on his back.
I'm going on vacation with both Larrys. What a great sitcom that would be,
That would be Larry, and Tyler.
Yeah.
Or Larry Baker Tyler. That sounds like a prog rock band from the 1970s.
But I'm more than happy to fit both of them on my back and just carry them wherever they want to go.
That is beautiful. I'm sure you should message Larry and tell him that.
Yeah, boy, if I didn't get it's like, that's exactly why that previous podcast was so fucking weird. The only normal one wanted to put me on his back.
Get on my back. I was right off into the sunset. Oh dear. So
I would get down on all fours and run too. Just whatever I got to
do. So our opinion of Clash of Arms, it's all right.
Yeah,
I'll be like, James, it's a 6 out of 10. It starts up strong, but it ends kind of badly.
It's got a weak middle section, much like Tyler when he's in his horse mode. Weak middle section.
Yeah,
he skipped back day. I don't even know if that's a thing.
God, I swear, when I ever see James again in person, I'm putting him through the first table I see.
Oh yeah, you'll have to contend with USA.
Yeah. I will put my Patriot mask, and just come after James.
Oh my God, yeah, let's do it. I'll be like...
James will be like William Regal, and I'll be the Patriot. There we go.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Tyler, I find you very, very tiresome.
I tell you what, I'm tired of, motherfucker.
You buggy, was it you Bucky Beaver, motherfucker? Bucky
Beaver, motherfucker, you.
Oh, Jim, never stop doing interviews or podcasts. I sent you the thing the other month with the where he'd listened to the Tony Khan interview about where Tony Khan was saying, it's like in Ghostbusters. Sometimes Jim Cornette's like, because you divide the roster because of fucking Ghostbusters. And he's like laughing at the same time. I was on the treadmill and I was listening that night to stop because I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. Oh, Cornette, like you guys met him, you lucky buggers.
Oh, dude, and it's
one day I'm going to meet Cornette.
Oh,
good man.
But hey, it's only fair. Everyone you get to, you met all these awesome people. We got to at least have one up on you.
Oh, you definitely got one in the. You probably got quite a few in the wrestling world.
God,
Nick Foley stood behind me at an airport. I think that's it, really.
Who'd you meet in an airport?
Mick Foley was stood behind me.
Oh, Mick Foley. Okay,
it was just me and Mick Foley. It was just like that was.
Yeah, we saw him too. We didn't get his autograph, but we saw him though.
Yeah. Big dude, surprisingly big.
Oh, he's a lot bigger than you think. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I believe it.
But standing next to like Hogan or Jake, Jake was a lot bigger in person.
Yeah, Nathan was saying this the other day. I thought Nathan was like that 6'5" or something. I guess that's what happens when you hang around with short people, though. You're always going to look really tall, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you look a hell of a lot prettier too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Clash of Arms, just okay. It was all right, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like to quote Ali Sheedy in Breakfast Club, eat shit. Both.
No, Clash of Arms, yeah, it's definitely easily up there. Top 3, if not at the very top, much like Tyler, Clash of Arms.
It's Hordak, The Ruthless Leader's Revenge, and Search for Caliber. Even though I know Nathan talked about that one a while back, where that one could be, because I don't like the whole Caliber concept.
No, none of us do, but in terms of, the
look and everything and the roster. But this one is just, again, it continues to pay dividends for me. That's when I want to see He-Man in the mythology depicted, like, it's immediately this. If it's not like Diamond Ridge's appearance or Corpus, like a short list of immediate images from those certain episodes, it's this mini comic. I just,
I'm sorry not to go on too much of a tangent. I'll keep this brief, but can you imagine if they'd, like, the Filmation version of this episode? Now, I'm not talking about like, they've cut out all the violence. I mean, like, how, like, you stage it. You could easily do this as a Filmation episode, because it would just be about, you'd pad it out, but with actual story beats. Like, you do, obviously during the battle, you do cutaways to Skeletor, and you'd have, like, Stridor returning to the palace, and Prince Adam being like, Stridor, where's Fisto? I left him. He got beaten up by the others. It's like, sons of bitches, let's do this.
James, I think
James the Precious Stridor almost sounds like James has dip in it. Like, oh,
yeah. What, like I saw like them biscuits. I'm Stridor.
Oh,
yeah, Sling Blade Stridor, double S.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. By the way, Adam, you got any biscuits for sale there?
Any biscuits? I saw do like them Fistos. It's just like, all right. Yeah, so anyway, Stridor, you're slightly gone. But yeah, I think if you pad out the episode with stuff like that, and you Filmationize certain things, I think it would have made a great episode.
Oh my! It'd have been the best episode ever done. It would rival Evelyn's Plot and Dragon's Gift for me.
Well, yeah, James, I mean, you did Return of Faker. Why not make Clash of Arms now? That could be your next thing.
Because I'd rather jump off a cliff.
Well, hell, I can, writing that version would be kind of fun.
No, well, only talented people get to write mini comics.
You're right. I don't know. I've been told I don't know fuck all.
You don't, man.
Oh boy! All right.
I got to stop listening to people who don't show their faces. It's very discouraging.
Many faces. That's what you're thinking.
The many faces, who are just like, little dicks.
just struggling. There was
because I'm trying to say something that's like not going to come off like that. Nathan's like, hey, we got to edit that, bud. I want to be spiteful but respectful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's all the sense in the world.
I make a great T-shirt. Spiteful but respectful.
Yeah, and speaking of T-shirts, that's something I kind of want to get into when we come back after this commercial break. We'll do that. We'll be back right after this.
Friday, the Misfits go to the mat for Chicken Man. Will Billy get his wings clipped? Then on Knight Rider, when Michael saves Americans held hostage, will he escape with his life? Fire! And on Miami Vice, a setup, a spot, your bad dream, baby, and Sunny. Right.
Jen, the most glamorous rock star ever. She's also Jerica, the president of Starlight Music. But only her friends, the holograms, Kimber, Aja, and Shayna, know that Jerica is also Jem.
But we're the Misfits. Our songs are better. We are the Misfits, and we're gonna get her.
Jem, truly outrageous. And they're each sold separately from Hasbro. Jem.
It's a Rock'em Sock'em weekend. Friday, Macho Man Randy Savage and the lovely Elizabeth bring the pile driver of Friday night videos, along with the latest from U2. And on Saturday, the battles rage. Honky Tonk Man defends against the Macho Man, and Sika, the Wild Samoan, challenges champion Hulk Hogan on Saturday night's main event. Get a ringside seat this weekend.
And we're back. Tyler and I actually hung out a little bit this week in person for the first time in a while, and there's photo evidence of this, and of course, Walmart, man, they're absolutely on top of it with this new movie coming out, pushing the merchandise. I want everyone to take a look. You go to your Walmart right now if you want to get this $10.98. So you spend $11 to get this wonderful piece. Aura farming. whatever that means. You got Skeletor, various versions of Skeletor on here, and Tyler's loving it clearly by the.
Well, that's
the
right. So I'm looking at. Can you zoom in on that top?
I can't. Not
what
with
a-
the way
what-
that I'm presenting it here.
No. What a shame. So that looks like they're all Revelation designs, right, for Skeletor.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What the hell is aura farming? Is that a thing? It
best
sounds
way-
like, is that like a cool kid's phrase? Like, oh, you're like so aura farming.
Yeah, I guess it's you're
farming my aura.
you're projecting it out to people in a sense that it's like you're purposely trying.
You're draining me? Oh, you're aura farming. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why can't people talk
Fucking
normally
lame.
anymore? Yeah, fucking lame should be the thing. That actually a bit better shirt.
Oh, come on!
Lame.
Look at Ty. Tyler's loving it. Look at that. That
Yeah,
looks
well,
like.
can't you see? I'm climaxing as I'm holding that shirt. That's why my eyes.
I think we all are really looking at that photo. I mean, just that's what the license is going to these days. Not companies that actually want to do things with it. It's like, nope, that's where we're going to give the license to, because they're going to preserve the brand.
And then then people come up. You see, I saw this really cool shirt at Walmart, and I thought about you. Tyler, you going to get it? Then you have to stop and explain. Look, dumbass, we don't have time all day for. I just don't have enough time in the day to explain to you what kind of a fan of He-Man I am. But no.
Nathan's just stood there going like, Ty, you didn't need to speak to me like that. Jesus.
Who is gonna buy that shirt though? Like, who's gonna buy that? Who would wear that?
Someone who clearly doesn't know fuck all about He-Man. I remember that guy. I had that toy when I was a kid.
Because the crazy thing is, like the day of the nostalgia shirts, I'm sure has passed by. Like 2000 to maybe 2010, 2013, 2014. That's when people could wear Ninja Turtle shirts, ironically, and stuff like that. Now you're just like a knobhead in a modern Skeletor shirt that makes no sense. Like, what is that? What's aura farming? Look at Tyler's cool shirt. That's
they're really
cool shirt.
expecting the really younger generation of today to really buy into a movie from a property that is over 40 years old.
I Google searched it just now. This is what Google tells me in this. This comes from a Webster dictionary with the slang meaning. Actually, let me click on it. So it says, what does aura farming mean? Aura farming refers to the act of doing something to look cool, impressive, stylish, etc., especially and importantly without trying too hard. One can also farm aura, that is, to do something in order to enhance one's coolness. So examples.
Kind of people who wear masks.
examples of aura farming. Mad Max is known for having some absolutely bonkers motorcycles throughout the franchise. First and foremost, the Dementus biker horde gets points for aura farming alone, where whenever there's a wide shot of all the bikers together, you get a great look at all the ways they've customized their rides.
Stupid. It's
dumb.
That entire description is like full of oxymorons. It's like it's this and it's that, and it's like you're literally conflicting the very just garbage.
Yeah, it kind of breaks the brain a little bit.
Honestly, if you go back into that thing, I'm sure I'm just sat there going like, because I was like, what am I trying to read here? War and Peace in like 5 minutes. It made no sense.
Yeah.
It's just aura farming. That will look great on a t-shirt. It's like, so will your blood when I punch you in the nose.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. It's slang term used by kids today, and kids today clearly don't give a shit about Master Universe.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait to wear a Skeletor top. Oh.
Yeah.
I remember Lee telling me the story once, because Lee would always wear like Filmation. Lee would often make his own kind of custom Filmation tops, or relating to the cartoon. And he once had like a Skeletor one he'd made. It was like it was black, but a black jumper, but like with the white silhouette of Skeletor's laughing face from the start of the introduction sequence. So he'd done that. And apparently, like this guy at a bar said to him, was like, "Oh, I used to love that guy." And I don't know why, for some reason, this just stuck with us. He's like, "Yeah," he goes, "I loved He-Man and Orko and Battle Cat and Skeletron." And I was like, "Skeletron? It's the best name ever." It's not Skeletor. Not Skeletor. It wasn't Skeletron. It was sorry, I completely paused that story. It was Skeleton. So it wasn't Skeletor, it was Skeleton.
Oh,
But
God.
with the emphasis, he was like, "Oh, I love Skeleton." It's like Skeleton. But me and Lee, we would go before PowerCon. Whenever we go to PowerCon, we'd always like buy stupid little gimmicks to wear. So I wore like the 1940s flapper dancers had those long gloves. There was one year I was like, I'm just going to wear these on one afternoon. We'd always like wear silly custom. We'd wear stupid shades. There's loads of photos with us like dressed like as pimps and stuff like that. So anyway, we'd always customize our looks, but we'd go into these stores, like the what do they call them? The Halloween stores that open up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we'd always go into those and like pick a bunch of stuff up. But there was this this blue skeleton mask, and we were like, oh, it's Skeleton, and then we were like, no, wait, it's Skeletron. it's like, such a stupid thing. Skeletron.
At that point, did Lee bother to correct him at all, or it was just like no?
Lee was just like whatever. Like don't get me wrong, like Lee would if he felt it was worth it, but it's just like no, this is. I'm not in a conversation with this guy.
I'm the same way when people want to I think that one of the last conversations I had is a buddy of mine I work with was trying to give me his take on He-Man, and I said, dude, do not try and go down this path with me. Like I know, because normally I'm pretty calm and collected, because I'm just like there'll be like a deer in headlights if I go deep down this rabbit hole about stuff. I said, you really don't know anything about He-Man, do you? He goes, well, no, not really. He said, yeah, that tells me everything right there, man. Like, don't try. They're so limited on this planet of people who can talk in depth about He-Man. They're almost non-existent. There's a small collection walking the earth right now. You're not one of them, and so don't sit there and tell me that you might as well be the rest.
He was like, "Can I finish my cheese sandwich now? You're being mean."
Well, no, I took the cheese sandwich and I dumped it right in his fucking face.
Look at an ass.
And then slammed his head on the table there like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
What's up, Mr. Cheese Sandwich? Take that, you motherfucker. Yeah, I love that.
I don't have time to tolerate pretending like, oh, that's cute. You think you know something about He-Man.
Tyler, we've noticed at work you've been, rather violent towards your co-workers. You're like, oh, is that what I've heard? Well, take that, Mr. HR. Just like, oh. Yeah,
I'm like Tom Poe and kickboxing. I'm just itching elbows and knees to the face everywhere.
And then he starts. He's like, oh, "Go on, man."
Yeah. Go on, then.
Go on, then. Yeah, and then you can hit with some Green Ranger. Oh man!
And they're constantly clutching at the chest, like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Oh, let's make that happen. This is the world we live in. I still remember one of my favorite little moments of being in the normal world and someone bringing up He-Man was I was when I started at the civil service. So we're talking like 1999, and I'm at a bar, and I didn't drink back then. I was just had a nice glass of orange juice, and I was like, oh man, ice in a glass of orange juice after a half hour tastes like water with. It's gross. Anyway, so I'm drinking this, and everybody's got their beers. And I was chatting to this girl, Stephanie, and still friends with her to this day. And we were talking about it, and they were just asking, what I like, and I was like, I like cartoons. Amazing they didn't beat me up or give me a swirly or a wedgie or anything like that. And they were like, oh wow. And I started talking about it, and they were like, oh wow, He-Man. And this is 99, so we're not that far removed. It's not like 30 years later, which is crazy to think about. And they're like, what do you? And I was like, I run a website about He-Man and She-Ra. Like, that's pretty cool. It's like, okay. And one of this girl, Steph, was like, I remember that episode with, and this is the thing, I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. She's like, yeah, I always remember that episode with Orko and his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, wow, you remember that? She's like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, so to this day, whenever if I'm talking about things in video essays or commentaries, I'll always refer to, not Stephanie by name, but I'll say, oh, Dawn of Dragoon is one of those episodes that kind of transcended the series, just by one example that I've had.
But that's more than I've ever experienced with anybody. They could barely just remember the toys, and that's it.
Yeah, no, she was like, oh, she goes, I didn't say like, do you know any more episodes?
I love his dorky English accent.
She's like, can you please leave me alone, you weird? I'm like, I do like you very much.
You should just do an entire episode with us. Like that.
She's trying to get a role.
I think if Tyler was in that situation and had someone like her that mentioned something like that, I think Tyler would probably drop a knee right there, and he'd have a ring ready. It's like, oh wow, What a deep cut. No, he probably wouldn't do that.
Yes. I sure as I don't want to get married. Maybe I could give her a ring pop or something like that.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
because I'm not
drop...
getting the government involved in my relationship or anything like that.
I thought you meant when you said drop to one knee. I thought you meant like on her neck or something. I was like, that's a bit harsh.
Oh.
Where's Tyler going to knee her? That's
Well,
made a lovely
she's sitting there
comment.
saying like, "Oh yeah, I watched that on Netflix. That was really cool." Yeah, here comes the knee to the throat.
You'd be like, do you know what's called my elbow? Your chin.
Yeah, like check please.
This episode's really violent.
I'm gonna leave her the bill and get the fuck out of there. Because I used to obviously avoid because I'm like they're not gonna know what I'm talking about or know any interest. But at this point, like if anybody ever brings it up, it's way above surface level knowledge to the point I'm like. I've done it enough to where people just stop and look at you, like because they don't know how to respond because you went too far into a bit of trivia that most are not going to know.
I've always been really fortunate in social circles because I honestly, like my friends like Marianne and others, whenever they introduce me to people, most of the time they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's like the He-Man guy," and someone will go like, "Oh, you're the He-Man guy." That's literally how people know me sometimes. I'm like, yeah. Or there's one girl I dated, and her friends would call me, what was it? Comic-Con, because I'd been to San Diego Comic-Con, and I'd been like on documentaries. Oh, Comic-Con's coming out tonight and stuff. I was just like, oh, sounds like a bit fucking stupid, but I'll go with it. It's just like, but yeah, I've always been very fortunate in social situations because I leave the house and I communicate with people.
Yeah.
And in that sense.
And just
no, exactly, yeah. And so when I talk to other humans, I've always been really fortunate in that sense of people. I don't know.
See your face too. It's kind of astonishing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What made you decide that was a good idea?
I don't know. Well, I'm writing a book.
Writing a book? Wow.
It's amazing that just. Don't get me wrong. There have been times where like you bring it up, and people are like, really, and you're like, yeah. But I think
I've never experienced that. Like people will know me as the He-Man guy on campus. I've even been called like in the gym. One guy, he was a big guy. He's like, I told him He-Man's my big inspiration. So you're He-Man. And I said his was Juggernaut. So I always referred to him as Juggernaut. He always called me He-Man.
Wow.
So and like people know I love He-Man. So what'd you think about that? What'd you think about this? But that's about the extent. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. If everyone just knows me, he's the guy that really likes He-Man, or like he looks like He-Man, or whatever the case may be. Like I'm cool with that if that's as far as it ever goes.
Yeah.
I have this. I have you guys. I have a few others outside of that.
But that's the thing. Like whenever it's been whenever I've been, it's the He-Man guy. Someone goes like, oh really? Kind of like not dismissive, but kind of like questioning. I think. Because I can actually talk to other humans and like communicate that, this is why. I think my natural love of He-Man and She-Ra and just animation in general, usually within a few seconds, convinces people. It's like, oh wow, he's not a weirdo. The amount of, I shouldn't say this. No, I will say this. The amount of dates I've been on over the years where a girl is like, oh, you're big into your animation and cartoons, but also you can actually go to clubs and go socializing and drink and actually, embrace the world. And it's like, we're not all kind of crazy.
No, and I think it helps too. Like when anyone, whether it's, on a date or someone thinks you're interesting, just wants to stop and talk to you. And they really, okay, you're a good human being. You got a brain, you're not fucking weird. You're not, rubbing your fingers like this and sweating profusely. Like, and
I think it's that thing when you're passionate about something, anything, I think you can light up a room, you can engage someone. Like if someone came on this show right now and they were passionate about something that we knew very little of, we'd probably be like, wow, that's really awesome. And you kind of gravitate to that. Mm-hmm. If someone just says, I like this, you're like, right, well, what do you like about it? It's good. You're like, right, okay, well, I think this is bye-bye, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it can be He-Man, She-Ra. There is a caveat to that. I think if I was in a pub and someone came up to me and said, oh, I've heard you're the He-Man guy. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, I love the kind of modern My Little Pony. I'd be like, bye-bye. Because I think, like, unfortunately, that, from what I understand, what I've seen, that whole community got kind of, I'm sure there must be a documentary on it somewhere, like taken over by, a certain subsection of human beings or subsection of subhuman beings.
I have an idea of what that might be, and I know nothing of it, but just enough. I've just heard
they did like you had My Little Pony in the 80s, and it was fun. It was for girls, it was like as a cartoon, guys could appreciate it and stuff. the modern one was very much like, oh, we're making something. And then unfortunately, a bunch of people that love, I guess, Tumblr, I think was the big thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They all went like, oh, this is ours now. We're going to do things with ponies that kids won't enjoy. And it's like, right, okay, so yeah, good work.
Yeah.
And I think that's always been my issue with so anyway, that's a whole topic for another time.
It's one of those things where you mentioned it before talking to someone. I think that crowd that you're mentioning kind of gives everybody a bad name. So when you're having these conversations and people are easy to pick up, it's like, oh, all right, he just likes this. It doesn't go beyond this in a weird way at all.
I've always said, like, and I don't mean to be melodramatic, but I've always said I always know every second of my life where that line in the sand is. Don't get me wrong, I love being the other side of that line and talking about animation. Once I get off this show, I'm going to write an episode commentary script for an episode of the Spider-Man 67 cartoon because I fucking love it and I love writing about this. And I'm passionate.
Green Goblin.
No, it's believe it or not, it's one of the season 2 episodes, the Ralph Bakshi ones, which is obviously, a whole thing in itself. But I thought, like, yeah, I want to talk about that. But also, guess what I can do? I can step back behind the line and be like, the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's always the thing. It's, those we've talked about numerous times, and many of us talked about in the modern day, is, people fight online. The truth is, you're not actually going to fight in the real world. Therefore, why can't you actually communicate online as you would in the real world? But you have to experience the real world in order to have those that ability. That's the thing. And so many people are like, this is my belief, and da 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 da. And it's like, okay, now, right, with that, now come into a social setting. Now try it and see how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Right, everybody just left. Well done. Everybody, yeah, exactly. Everyone's,
or you get hit in the face.
Yeah. At conventions, no one's beating anyone up because they don't agree with you. Because, oh no, like someone like Revelation. Okay, well, I'm glad for you. Wasn't my cup of tea. Good for you. Great. I'm not like, you like Revelation? You're a no good traitor. Or like, oh, I dislike Clash of Arms. Well, I mean, you're wrong, but fair enough. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. What's your favorite mini comic?
I mean, there's the castration
Cosmic Key.
right down the road.
Exactly.
You have to go check that out.
Yeah, my favorite mini comic is the Cosmic Key. It's like, right, we're going out the back. Job done. It's
I don't want a guy having kids.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's the thing. It's that whole, and I think that's the beauty is you should always be able to talk about this stuff and have different opinions and converse about this stuff.
Not only that, but like even if people are not into that, and that's one of the things as I've gotten older, I got more comfortable admitting, like, yes, not only do I like He-Man, I collect it. I'm all about this, and I love comic books and I love movies. Everyone, I haven't come across anybody who doesn't enjoy still talking to me. I can talk about sports. I can talk about whatever, and just be normal human things. Like I'm not just like the guy that likes that stuff from the '80s. Like the nobody's like, oh, he's the muscle guy, the gym rat. He loves Miami Heat. He's this. He's that. Like, it's cool to be recognized for a multitude of different things. Like, but they know like he's not a weirdo because he's into the things that most people would associate with, socially awkward people living in attics and basements and just.
I like was it earlier this? No, it was last year. Some like commenter on YouTube was doing the whole He-Man is gay, and I replied and I said, "Well, it's funny that."
Did they have multiple accounts? Just out of curiosity.
No, just one guy with one account, one silly sausage. And I replied, right. So we got into this conversation.
What about sausage?
No, I said he's a silly sausage.
A silly sausage.
That's my latest thing. Rather than calling them like a really.
Are you saying like you silly sausage?
Yeah, you silly goose. And it's I basically. He came at me. I said, well, it's funny. I said, there's no evidence that He-Man had any boyfriends in the show. I said, he certainly pursued a number of women who equally pursued him. And he was like, no, that's wrong. And I was like, well, I can. And so I'm being a dick now. I went, well, I can name a few episodes. So in this episode, and he goes, you need to leave your mum's basement. And I replied to him and I said, oh my God, you got me with the most creative insult I've ever heard. Leave my mum's basement kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, I leave my mum's basement all the time. This is the thing. I get out and stuff. But it was just this kind of, and then he deleted all his comments, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm going to. But it's like, why not have that conversation? But as we know, like we say, it's like there are people in this world that do exist in the basement, never leave the house, and it's just like man, you don't know what you're missing out on in this world. Like, yeah, the world is a terrifying place, but life is such a wonderful thing. It's like, if you think it's just this, I mean, great,
Also,
but it's
those are
so
people
much
who
more.
refuse to improve themselves, grow as a human being, whether you're male or female, whatever the case may be. Like,
Every day should be learning and growing and everything, mentally,
and,
whatever.
yeah,
Even if
if
it's
you
the
make a
smallest
mistake,
thing.
own it, learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, keep moving, keep
You
growing,
can say,
keep experimenting.
you can say I'm sorry, and you can say I'm wrong. These are words. These are phrases and stuff and emotions that we're allowed to say. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
and
like,
believe me,
oh,
if
how
you're
dare
one
I
of the
can't say.
individuals who doesn't like to admit that you're wrong about anything, you're not a fucking man. I don't know what
Well,
the
no,
fuck you are.
well, it's
Sure
not
as shit,
that.
they ain't got no balls.
If you can never admit you're wrong, you ain't going anywhere in life, and you're going to be very, very lonely.
Just bury your head behind your fucking keyboard and just wait for your fucking prom. I'm trying to combine Breakfast Club into making.
I was going to say it was a bit of a crossover there. But yeah,
Yeah.
so the moral of this story is leave the house every once in a while, hang out with people. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to have the same opinion as them. Just enjoy life as best you can. And if it's tough, power through. And
it's okay. It's like God knows, like me and Nathan had things we're different on. James, you and I had different things we're different on. You two, and like, you know what? We're still buddies.
Yeah.
We're still wanting to hang out. We still have like, I can't wait to see James. I can't wait to me and Nathan hang out. Like, I don't even think about what we just may disagree on. And like, so what? Who cares?
That's not the way the world works. I mean, like obviously there are certain elements where it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure if passionate politics come into it, yeah, you're going to see division and stuff like that.
But even that, I'm like, but even aside from that, I'm thinking like, is really talking about politics or religion more important than maintaining a high quality friendship with somebody?
I'm going to agree with you. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, we agree strongly, we disagree strongly on politics, but guess what? Like, we're still us, and we're still, it's a very people can overcomplicate it, but it is a case of just, the more good people you surround yourself with, the better you are. The more you embrace the positive, the better you'll feel about the world. You won't feel like it's coming to an end constantly, because it probably is.
Plus, if you're a normal human being, you're going to experience disappointments of life, from whether it's a low paycheck or something broke down or a loss in the family, loss of a loved one, or just life in general, and that you just want to continue to keep bashing on the keyboard there on about things. I hate this and I hate that, and I want to kill them all.
And we've all like, don't get me wrong, like anybody watching, we've all had those low moments where you're just like, oh fuck, and it's shit. But the thing that pulls you out, and it's like one of the greatest movie people of all time, Rocky Balboa. It's not how many times you get hit or fall down. It's about how you get back up and get back into it. That's the whole thing, isn't it? That's the I'm extrapolating it badly there, but the moral of the thing is fantastic. It's you can get knocked down, just keep getting back up, and it's how you face those challenges. Hiding away and pretending that it's your way or the highway. It's just like, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking scary to be, facing something that's like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. God knows we've all dealt with that. And maybe currently dealing with it too. And it's just, it's good to realize, I'm not going to run away from this. I'm going to get right back up. I'm going to look this right in the eye. And whatever it is, a disagreement with somebody or something bad happening, like, it's always short-lived. It never lasts forever.
You never want to be stood there and have a man say to you, throw the damn towel, throw the damn towel. You're like, oh no, I don't want to throw the towel. That was my Rocky IV reference.
That's his impression of Duke.
That was Duke. Tyler looked at me like, I think James has had a stroke. Throw the damn towel.
Especially like his like, throw the damn towel.
Throw the damn towel. Here's a photo of Duke saying, throw the damn towel. Nathan?
I gotcha. I got it. Yeah.
See, I did that perfectly.
So people, when you see that, look at that picture of the glorious Duke, and then just use James's voice.
Throw the damn towel. That's exactly how he says it.
Yeah, and doing this like a little rascal.
Yeah, throw the damn towel. When you watch it later tonight, Tyler, you're gonna be like, shit, he was right.
I know the face Duke makes. He's not going.
He is.
He's got this intense, straightforward face, looking right at Rocky. Throw the damn towel.
And Rocky's like, "What are you saying?" Because all I'm saying is, "Throw the damn towel."
God.
Yeah.
That's when they got bringing that clip of Duke just hit. Throw the damn towel without the spasming face jerks, because he's not doing that.
No, he so is. What damn towel?
Oh, it's so full of shit.
I'll
I thought you were
put
a Rocky fanatic, man.
I'll put the photo up that James wants me to put up, and then I'll put the clip in, and you the viewer at home can decide in this scenario who was right. But James,
and then when that's over with, you'll insert the clip of Ace Ventura saying, "Man, I'm tired of being right."
Man, I'm tired of being right.
That's how this is going to end. Yeah.
Well, James,
Poor Nathan writing all these notes down.
before
Also,
the battery,
here's a photo of a positron collider.
And here's a picture of a bag of shit.
Oh God. I mean,
yeah, this way. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, just always.
Right.
Okay.
Here's a picture of James, a human bag of shit.
Here's a picture of me doing this. So then you take that and you put that.
Yeah.
It's going to be the greatest edit ever, Nathan.
Well, I'm going to have my work cut out for me with that one.
Hey, Nathan's going to have to call into work on Monday. He's like, I can't come in, guys. I can't leave the house.
I got
I'm too busy behind the keyboard being fucking weird.
Well, James, before the battery runs out on your phone.
Damn
it. We don't want to lose you. Let's go ahead. We will wrap up this episode. I hope everyone enjoyed us talking about Clash of Arms. I hope you enjoyed the life advice that both of these men gave you along the way. Make sure you like this episode. Leave us a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until later, let the power return.
Don't touch me, old man. I don't know where you've been.
Oh, what's that from?
Your hands are just as dirty. Dirtier was the line that said before that line.
I have no idea.
That's what I want to see. That's it. A nice big smile.
What is this from?
I have no idea.
It ain't the bat. Nope. He looks more. I've seen the guy. He looks more like the ghost of Christmas future.
Did you say it ain't the bat? What is it?
Yeah,
It ain't the bat.
Yeah. It's I guess.
Oh, is it Batman Forever?
No.
Batman Returns.
Batman yourself?
Here's the Dark Knight.
Batman Begins. Batman and Robin.
No.
Master Fantastic.
There you go.
Good girl, man. Good. That's to pull from an animation. Wow.
See, I know my shit too. It ain't just the Reverend.
No, you definitely do.
I was thinking, James, maybe you just call yourself Mr. He-Man.
Mr. He-Man. I don't think I ever want that.
I want James to walk around and one of his names says, "Hello, my name is Mr. He-Man." And
there you go.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, on your pub crawls too, just constantly.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself. Hello, Mr. He-Man.
And I'll just say, "Hello, I'm He-Man." And that's what I'll do.
and then we'll just find ourselves.
No ego there at all.
Yeah, and you and I just in a pub by ourselves, going like,
yeah.
No one's here.
Hi, I'm He-Man. I'm Mr. He-Man. No relation.
What's this from?
I had no idea.
Was there something on the screen I'm not seeing?
I thought you were quoting a film that we didn't know of.
No, James is first like, oh, what's that from? I'm like, well, what are we looking at? I'm seeing.
We were looking at this.
Oh, what was that? That human bag of shit?
No more stuff I got to edit in. Come on, guys.
No.
Thanks for watching. We have to end this before they make me edit more shit in. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Oh God, look at this. It's gone.
No.
It's the cock.
No,
James E. Cock.
No.
Back in 1965, Sports Illustrated said I was going to be the next Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, what happened?
They wouldn't let me play on the Pro Tour anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you're black?
Hell no. Damned alligator bit my hand off.
Oh my God!
Yeah.